Previously on Ballz.
Listen, joining us on the line is a living legend. This guy is one of the coolest guys ever to grace a cricket field, rugby field, tennis field.
You name it.
Nightclub. You name it. He's done it all. So one and only Herschelle. Herschelle, welcome to Mix 93.8 and Ballz Visual Radio, my friend.
Thanks, my man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, cool.
Oh, well, thanks. I should say thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, well, we're going to ask you what you're up to for the weekend.
Well, I'm taking it quite easy for a change.
Yes.
I might have I booked myself and my lady into a spa tomorrow afternoon.
Lovely.
Very cute, eh?
That's very cute.
Saturday, I'll be going to Newlands to watch the Stormers, hopefully get one over the Crusaders.
Yeah.
And then Sunday, I might be in your people's neck of the woods.
Awesome, Hirsch. Awesome.
So I can't tell you why just yet.
It seemed, I must say, it seems very secretive at the moment.
Well, it is. We're flying under the radar these days.
Which is always a good
I'm
thing.
enjoying it. It's actually quite nice.
Yeah, but
You guys should try it. You guys should try it out sometime.
Well, maybe we'll learn from the pros like you.
Well, I learned from you people. You guys always get the front row seats, though. That's the only issue, no?
Yeah. Hirsch?
Yes.
Just looking back to the memorable, wondrous ODI against Australia. I mean, it was the anniversary a couple of days
I can't remember that long. Can you just
just refresh you with the score, eh?
Yeah, I don't know what Johnny's coming up here. You know what I mean?
I didn't really remember much of the night before the game, but I do remember the game.
Yeah, awesome. I mean, it just if you think back to that game, just having celebrated the year, almost how many years after it happened?
I believe it's 7 years on, eh?
7 years on, eh? Yeah. Do you still get calls and that sort of thing? People wanting to talk to you about it? Were you quite inundated?
I still remember that game, and after all, it was a really a fantastic game in every respect, you know. And to come out obviously winners, I didn't actually make a difference. I think who won that particular game. I think everybody that watched it was just in awe of the entertainment that they witnessed that day, you know. And obviously, to have a leading role in that, or part of a leading role in that particular game, I thought was probably my defining moment in my career, you know. So I obviously remember it very fondly, and obviously the rest, as I say, is history.
Herschelle, what about you now in terms of your cricket? I mean, IPL. What else is Herschelle doing cricket-wise?
It's actually, there's quite a lot. You know, I'm basically do Australia. You know, there is a chance that I could still get in the IPL. There's been numerous injuries from specialist batters that have actually all of a sudden cropped up. You know, so there's every chance that I could get a little backdoor in the IPL this year. And you know, it's never nice to see anybody get injured, but I'm hoping that I could still go to the IPL. You know, I know that Alan Donald has now been made the head coach of Pune, but seems to be favouring a few of the Aussie batters. But anyway, need I say more? I'll have a word with him about that in the not too distant future.
Well, can we come to that meeting when you have that word?
Yeah, please do. So had I not got injured in Australia, I would have obviously gone to Bangladesh. Unfortunately, the Cobras didn't want me. They said I wasn't good enough for their team. No, I'm only joking.
No, cool.
They had quite a settled team, and Paul didn't want to really tamper with the team. So I respected that, you know. So I could still get in the IPL. England, June, July, with either probably Durham again for the 2020. The Caribbean League is starting on the 29th of July.
Jeez.
That will go for 5 weeks, so that will take me to the end of August. Then there's also the Sri Lankan League, which is a couple of weeks in September. Then I'll have a little break, and then Champions League in India with the Spurs Scorchers, or with another team that I can't quite say just yet.
So, listen, yeah, but the thing is, I mean, it's keeping you really, really busy.
No, I'm very busy. You know, I still would like to play for another couple of years. Really enjoying my cricket. You know, obviously I'd love to have another crack with the practice, but it obviously is not going to happen. even if it wasn't, just the 2020. But be that as it may.
But no, hold on a second, Herschelle. You say that.
Yeah.
I mean, you got on very well with Gary Kirsten.
Yes, I did. Well, I'd like to think so.
Yeah.
You did.
So, I mean, you know what? There's always the opportunity.
Yeah, and it's... Look, I mean, people ask me if I still would like to play the Pro Tours. Why wouldn't I? I mean, it is
Sure.
the biggest stage in sport, playing on the international stage. But, there's nothing I can do. I'm not sure what was required for me to maybe get a look in as far as the Pro Tours is concerned. But, I've kept myself busy playing around the world. And, it's not that I'm not playing against any of the best cricketers in the world. I'm still playing at quite a high level. And, I'm not doing too bad at it. So,
Awesome.
So I'm keeping myself busy. I've obviously had to move on in the last couple of years, and I'm still enjoying my cricket as much as I have before. I'd like to have obviously played for a franchise in South Africa for the last 2020, but it might still actually happen. So that is something I still can't say just yet. But yeah, I'm happy. I'm healthy, and still enjoy my cricket, which is ultimately why I play the game.
And Herschelle, people often ask me about your sporting career, and it was almost like a toss-up between cricket and rugby, wasn't it? I mean, you were an excellent rugby player at school in your Bishop's days.
Yeah, look, I mean, things have changed now. I think with regards to school sport, I think the pupils become a lot more. I think they get targeted by not only by the coaches but by other sponsors, and that a lot earlier. I think these days. That when I was still at school, it was very much, you enjoy your sport and that's it, and if you feel like you want to take one sport up specifically after school when you finish with it, then you do that. But now I think they target you from a lot younger, and that's what I've noticed, which I think is a little bit unfair because, school sport you're supposed to play without any pressure.
Yes.
And it's about enjoyment. I think once you get to about, your last 2 years, you can more or less figure out for yourself if you think you've got a career in either rugby or whatever sport it might be, But I think the headmasters, I wouldn't say headmasters, coaches now target the pupils a lot earlier, and they categorize and say, look, we think you can do maybe rugby or cricket or whatever it might be, and they try and mold that particular player, and I think it's a little bit too early, but that's, it's just my opinion. But, I mean, at rugby, I enjoyed my rugby at school hugely, but, I had to give up soccer when I was 16, and, I think a lot of people never saw me play soccer, and, for me, I think that was my number one sport and always will be.
Yeah. Awesome, Herschelle. Listen, we know that this is a bit of a secretive weekend, so when news is available, make sure that you let us know first, okay?
I'm sure you guys will get wind of it, seeing that it will be in your part of the woods anyway. So at this stage, my lips are sealed.
Okay, we'll do a nice brass something.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Listen, it's great to speak to you, and all of the best going forward, and of course, I'm sure we'll speak to you again very soon.
Thanks, gentlemen. And have yourself a wonderful weekend. Do not overindulge, please.
Yeah, you too.
This weekend.
We'll try not.
Cheers, man.
Okay, sweet.
Bye.
This is Ballz Visual Radio. Darren, Simon, Kate, and John. Weekdays from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Central African Time. Ballz.co.za